What's up guys, I am back with another video, and this is the last video to my Invisalign series that I had. So I've had two other videos. If you haven't seen those, the links to those will be in the description box down below. You should check it out before watching this video. But this video is basically going to talk about the whole journey on Invisalign, whether I recommend it, who qualifies, and just the whole retainer process. So if you guys want to see that video, then go ahead and stay tuned. Alright guys, so I have some pictures of my before and after I'll show towards the end of the video, but right now I'll just show you guys my teeth. Every patient is different, but I ended up having 14 different aligners or trays. So I basically started in August of 2021 and I finished in March of 2022. So for me, it was about an 8-month process. And like I said, I only had about 14 trays. Some people might have less, some people might have more, so it might be a shorter or longer process depending on what your starting point is. So now that I'm done with the whole moving my teeth process, now it's just like traditional braces where you're supposed to wear a retainer afterwards. And this is what the retainer looks like. It's just an upper tray as well as a lower tray, and the material for the retainer is a lot more stiff than the Invisalign trays, and it's just a harder material. And when I first got it, it definitely was very tight when I first put it in, and for the first 1 to 2 weeks, I can't really remember, you're supposed to wear your retainers just like you would your Invisalign trays, so about 22 hours throughout the day. And then after the 1 to 2 weeks, then you just wear it up to 8 hours a day. So most people like to wear them at nighttime when you're sleeping. That's what I tend to do. But maybe if you're someone who doesn't sleep 8 hours, or you just would rather wear them throughout the day, you can do that as well, as long as you're wearing them for 8 hours a day. But yeah, so it's super easy. I would recommend wearing these retainers for as long as you can. Just like with traditional braces, so many patients lose their retainers or they don't wear them, and over time your teeth are going to move. Your teeth actually start to move fairly quickly. So if you're not wearing your retainers, they will move again, and it's just gonna be wasted time, wasted money, and eventually you might decide to do the whole process again because you don't like the way your teeth look. So I always recommend wearing your retainers for as long as you can. If you lose your retainers, definitely call your dentist and try and have new ones made as soon as possible. So how much does it cost? So unfortunately, anytime it comes to anything dental, it's pretty expensive, and unfortunately most insurances don't cover orthodontic treatment, or if they do, it's not 100% covered. So most likely you're gonna have to pay for Invisalign, or at least a portion of it. In my area, it ranges from $4,800 to $5,500, and every office is different, so you might be able to develop like a payment plan with your office, or there's something called care credit that you can ask about, things like that. So it is something that's fairly expensive, but definitely worth it in my opinion. So now I'm going to talk about pretty much why someone might want Invisalign and if they're a good candidate or not. So first off, let me just say, not every person is a good candidate, unfortunately. Sometimes if your case or your starting point is a little too severe, then your dental professional might refer you to have traditional braces. Usually if you have like a cross bite, or if your open bite or underbite is something that's too severe, then you would be a better candidate for traditional braces. Now there might be some dentists that are willing to kind of go through the process with you, but that's something you would probably have to talk to them about. But for the most part, if your case is too severe, they'll just refer you for traditional braces. So now, for people who do qualify for Invisalign, some reasons you might want Invisalign. For me personally, I wanted it because my bottom teeth here kept getting more crooked over time. I've never had braces in the past. Everyone always said, oh, you have nice teeth, nice straight teeth. But over time, I kept noticing these teeth were getting pushed in closer together, and it would create shadows on my teeth that I didn't really like. Some teeth would look darker than the others just because some were like tilted a certain way or pushed back further. So I decided to give Invisalign a try. So that was my personal reasoning. But I think a lot of people, when they're first asked about orthodontic treatment, they kind of get a little offended when Invisalign or orthodontic treatment is suggested. It's not because we think your teeth look horrible and that they would look better straight. It's because straightening your teeth will create a more protective atmosphere for your teeth and your gums. So what I mean by that is patients don't realize that if your teeth are crowded, if you have spacing, if you have an open bite, the way your teeth come down, it definitely has an impact on your whole mouth throughout your life. So over time, things can start to become damaged just because the way your teeth come down. So some things that can happen if your teeth are misaligned or not in a protective state, you can have TMJ or jaw issues. You can also start to see gum recession. So basically like hair recedes. Sometimes your gums can start to recede. Now this is something that naturally happens as we get older, but definitely if your teeth are coming down on each other, not in a protective manner, over time that can cause your gums to recede, because you can also be losing your bone density as well. Over time, you might not think it's anything serious, but when you have gum recession, it also can cause a lot of sensitivity, and then if it gets worse, you can eventually have mobile teeth and loose teeth and end up losing certain teeth. Other things that can happen is it's just hard for you to keep your teeth clean. So if you have crowding, even spacing sometimes can cause plaque and buildup to kind of hide in certain areas, and it just creates an environment where it's hard for you to clean your teeth. So when you think of orthodontic treatment, like I said, usually it's not covered by your insurance. So a lot of people think that's a lot of extra money to spend for something I don't really need. But in actuality, it might be saving you money in the future. So sometimes patients that have misaligned teeth or teeth that aren't in a protective state for their mouth, the way it comes down, I keep doing this, but the way your teeth come down on each other, it can be causing fractures in the teeth, it can be causing cracks in the teeth, it can be causing chipping, it can cause certain areas for you to experience pain. You might have one tooth where the filling comes out maybe every single year, and you're like, why is this coming out every year or every 2 years? And you're just like, it's always the same tooth. It's probably because your teeth are coming down on each other in that area where it's creating a lot of pressure, a lot of distress for that tooth. So over time, you're spending more money on a filling when actually you should just go ahead and try and fix the alignment of your teeth, and that might save you not only money but also trips to the dentist. So long story short, if someone recommends Invisalign or traditional braces to you, it's not because for an aesthetic purpose, it's to protect your teeth in the long run. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the before and after of my teeth, and let me just tell you, it's pretty amazing. So first we have the way my teeth come down on each other, and you guys can see the upper is the before picture and the lower is the after. So on the before picture, I put little green lines to kind of help you guys see the main issues with my before. You can see that my midline was pretty off, and after treatment my midline is pretty much right on point. So I love that. Then we're gonna go ahead and look at my upper teeth, and again, the top image is my before, bottom is my after. You guys can see before, my two front teeth kind of had like a V shape to them, and I didn't really notice this. Obviously, you know, when you're used to your teeth, you're used to them. You don't really notice issues, but after seeing the before and after, the after has a nice round shape that you should have, and it just makes a huge difference. And I'm just shocked at the before. And lastly, I have my bottom teeth. Now this was my personal issue with my teeth. As you guys can see, the before, the green lines, you can see some of those teeth are kind of rotated in a certain way. One of them is pushed inwards a lot, and the after, you guys can see, it just has that nice round shape. Everything's nice and even, and I am so happy with the results. So now I'll go ahead and talk about if I recommend Invisalign and just like my overall experience with it. And I have to be honest, it was actually very, very easy. For the most part, painless. And when I say for the most part, I mean like every now and then I might feel soreness when I put a new tray in. Definitely the most discomfort I experienced was when I first got my retainers. Like I said, they were really, really tight when I first put them on. That's about the extent of discomfort that I felt. But other than that, it was a pretty pleasant experience. Very easy. After the 2 weeks, it's just something that you got used to. So I would highly recommend Invisalign for people who are interested in it or who have thought about it. Alright guys, so in conclusion, Invisalign has been amazing. At least my process, it was super quick, easy, comfortable, and I just couldn't recommend it more. So if you've ever thought about it, or if you have questions that I might be able to answer, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But I also recommend just go to your dental professional, and then you can schedule like a consultation, and you can find out if you're a good candidate or not. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. All the links to the other videos will be in the description box down below. And I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.